How to measure dynamic range. Have you ever wondered how cameras capture stunning images in both bright sunlight and deep shadows? That's where dynamic range comes into play. It's a key factor in action sports gear and filming equipment. Dynamic range measures the range of brightness a camera sensor can capture, from the darkest shadows to the brightest highlights. It is usually expressed in stops, where one stop represents a doubling or halving of the amount of light. To measure dynamic range practically, especially for action sports filming equipment, you can follow a few straightforward steps. First, set up a controlled scene with varying brightness. Use a scene or test chart that has a wide range of brightness levels, from very dark to very bright areas. This helps simulate real-world conditions where action sports often have high contrast, like bright sunlight and deep shadows. Next, shoot multiple exposures. Take a series of images at different exposure levels by adjusting shutter speed or ISO. Start with a correct exposure, then take additional shots by increasing and decreasing exposure in increments of one stop. This helps identify the exposure range where details are still visible. After capturing your images, analyze them using photo editing or analysis software. Check at which exposure levels the sensor starts losing detail in shadows or highlights. The total number of usable stops between these points is your camera's dynamic range. For action sports filming, consider using RAW or log profiles. These formats retain more image data, allowing better recovery of details in post-processing. This is especially helpful when you are filming fast-moving sports. Another important factor is the ISO setting. Test dynamic range at different ISO levels because increasing ISO generally reduces dynamic range. For fast-moving sports, you often need higher ISO to maintain fast shutter speeds. Knowing how dynamic range changes with ISO helps optimize camera settings. If a single exposure cannot capture the full dynamic range of a scene, you can apply high dynamic range techniques. This involves combining multiple exposures taken at different brightness levels to create one image or video frame with extended dynamic range. However, keep in mind that this method is less common in fast action sports due to motion. In action sports, measuring and understanding dynamic range is essential. These environments often have challenging lighting conditions. Cameras with higher dynamic range can better preserve details in both bright and dark areas. This makes your footage look more natural and detailed. When reviewing action sports filming equipment, measuring dynamic range helps determine how well a camera performs in these conditions. It also guides settings for optimal image quality.